Hello and welcome to this video walkthrough in which I'll demonstrate how to go about writing a well-organized compare and contrast essay. This essay was set as an assignment for students of my culture and language class, and the assignment was to write about the older and younger generations in your homeland, the differences and similarities between them, and the relationship between the two. Okay, so as we see, what I've done is written, there are numerous similarities and differences to be seen when making a comparison between older and younger Americans. Here I've got a very clear introductory sentence to make clear what the essay will be about. One clear similarity between these two rather different populations is that both have great respect in general for family and the notion of handing down knowledge from generation to generation. In addition, both groups still maintain a shared idea that a good education is important for future success. Although one cannot generalize too much, most people in the US, whether young or old, do harbor some appreciation for American culture. Okay, so what have I done in this first paragraph? I've written about, that's right, the similarities between the two. And some of the language I've used for contrast and comparison. In addition, well, also just to link thoughts. Although, whether, okay. Now we'll move forward into the paragraph in which I write about and explain some of the differences. In contrast to these similarities, however, there are a wide variety of differences. It can be said that younger Americans may be more critical, on the whole, of the government. These groups can also be said to have very different languages, and at times, these two groups may not always completely understand each other. One other contrast between the old and the young in the US is that of appreciation for the environment. Indeed, the younger generation has been raised with an active awareness of the importance of caring for the earth and are vocal about this global concern. Okay, so in terms of compare and contrast language and linking thoughts, in contrast to, it can be said that, on the whole, one other contrast between, indeed, and you'll notice that I've tried to vary my vocabulary. So at times I've written Americans, at times I've written in the US. I've also tried, for example, here, where I write about the environment, then it's caring for the earth. So an essay can read more smoothly and musically, even, by varying vocabulary. Now, I finished the essay by writing, as one can see, there are a myriad of both commonalities and disparities evident pardon me, when comparing older and younger Americans, which can cause both positive interaction as well as conflict in many areas of both public and private life. Now, again, in terms of vocabulary, well, you see, okay, overall, I've ended the essay with a clear conclusion. And I've used some linkers, some linking words and phrases like as one can see, or I could have used to sum up in conclusion. And I've tried to use some varied vocabulary. Instead of saying differences and similarities, or similarities and differences, I've written commonalities and disparities. Now, okay, so what I do before I start writing, and I advise everyone to do this, no matter what you're writing, is to first brainstorm for a few minutes and come up with some bullet points or a little outline as to where you're going in your writing. So I wrote an introduction sentence. I came up with similarities, respect for family, the importance of a good education, love of the culture, then some differences. ideas about government, language, respect for the environment, and a conclusion sentence. Now, you'll notice here that I realized that I had forgotten part of the assignment was to write about the relationship between the two generations, and I'd forgotten that. So I stuck it in briefly at the end here. Um, yeah, positive interaction as well as conflict in many areas of both public and private life. Now, again, did I fully develop this idea? No, not enough. So that could use improvement. Um, but overall, again, clear structure, introduction, main points in a paragraph, main points in a paragraph, and conclusion. All right, I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.